Time is weird. It changes us all. This is Helsinki, my home city, where I was born. After living there for so many years, it feels all too familiar. Back in the day when I got out of college, I had a plan. Instantly, when I got out that day, I formed a company that was importing airbeds.
Kossila, wake up!
Everything went good. I had basically all the biggest sports teams, ice hockey, football and volleyball team of Helsinki behind me. That was until the air came out of the beds. That's when things went sour. And that's what cost me 25 years without credit. When you're in despair, there is only one person in life you can truly trust. Yes, it is mother. Cheap car can bring some unexpected things to your life too.
Hello. How much I paid for the car?
€1.
Well, mother couldn't get out just that fast.
So you couldn't get rid of the car yet?
Just yet. Okay, let's see if I can get a screwdriver from there.
So, movies teach you new tricks. I could open the lock. Yeah. This.
It was heartfelt to listen mother shouting to the video. Stop, please stop. When I was trying to ignite the car. Although you're familiar with all kind of things in your life, or just about all of your life, it doesn't necessarily say that other people can't be as successful in some things. Like calling the horse that you hardly met. Well, these kind of things, they can cause all kind of friction, even among the best of the buddies. 2 is nice, 3 is a crowd. Finland truly has many places to go around. Basically things can happen, you know. It's not often that we tell our mothers, you know, what really happened back then, but I decided to take her for a little.
Tässä ollaan yhtenä Jussina oltu poliisiliiveissä ohjaamassa liikennettä, kun oikeat poliisit tuli. Ei ne mitään sanonut muuta kuin pienen puhuttelua ja sanoi, että no mutta et enää ohjaa sitten liikennettä. Onko pitäisi
It kind of caught my eye that this could be something that, you know, I could do. I could take this €1 car to another side of Europe and pretty much maybe tell even more of these things. Mother is still there, listening, as they always are, and tell some more of the stories that happened in the back of the days, which weren't that popular to tell at the time. While I was doing this, I just decided that okay, before heading all the way through the Europe, I need to check out that this car would last few cities and towns across Finland. So I head for seeing and visiting little towns, sightseeing places that other people might respect to see as well. It was, after all, a nice summer, and all the good things were going out there, as you can see. All the people out there, they were just furious to have all the fun the summer can offer. Yeah. Well, all these kind of little townships, they are just places where life crawls a little bit forward. But once you hit a bigger city outside Helsinki, you still find some pretty good action. The capital of Finland for quite some time before Helsinki was put up for that role 200 years ago. What Turku shows is that, once people really get attached to a city, they really wanna remain there. They just can't feel comfortable anywhere else. Why is that? Well, it's basically because they got the dialect of that city and they can't just switch to another dialect in order to play some other city's person. So they are always busted as Turkuyans once they go somewhere else, and they get teased and joked about that. Of course, all this never really gets in a violent mode, but then again, of course, work wisely if you're moving around, if you're starting around other cities. You always get your share for being from Turku. Also from when you're coming from other cities to Helsinki, which is the capital with 1.4 million people currently in a bigger Helsinki. So you will get your share of shit. Which brings me to the nightlife of Helsinki. 20 years surely left some fond memories, and just to rewind back to those airbed times, towards the end of our short rise and fall, we had a airbed shop in pretty close in the middle of Helsinki, and that was the perfect spot to take people for after parties. Well, the first night that we had a big opening party, and then some of us went there for the after party. It was kind of funny. Someone had forgot to lock the door, and I woke up when a customer was pulling my hand and saying, "Hey guys, you are selling airbeds?" "Yeah, sure." And I noticed that next to me was lying a naked woman. And that's how the sales started to roll from our shop. And well, that was, like I said, it was shortly lived. It was only for 6 months, but I tell you, if you ever want to open any kind of shop in the middle of any city, let it be a bed shop. It totally beats any other purpose of any other shop. As airbeds were the ones that put me in this credit crunch, I decided I want to do something new. I want to see a bank manager after over 25 years. See what they can do.
My bank. Well, let's see. So there was the robbery in progress. Actually, it was a false alarm. Maybe they heard that I was coming. Anyway, now I got to wait for a couple days. Let's see what will happen. Will this movie be made or not? Obviously, if you are seeing this.
While my friend or friends were impressed with my presentation for the bank, never happened. I wanted still to go and see other of my friends to get some output of what's happened during the years. I mean, a lot of crazy stuff has happened. It's not like I would be telling you this unless it would have been so. So these old school friends of mine, old party friends of mine, old just business friends, or just coincidental friends, they were happy to tell all kind of memories that basically alcohol and bad memory kind of dissembled from my own. So I was dazzled, yes, but I wanted to hear their side.
Roikkumaan sinne niin pikkurillin varassa ja varpaisilla. Ja no sitten siihen tulee joku nuorempi daami.
And naturally, yeah, you get also the good old sport friends when you go and practice all kind of crazy sports and do stuff like start American football at the age of 33. And then you go back in time and you find out, yeah, you were driving around Finland and you bumped into this radio host and convinced him and his friend host that, hey, it's time to organize some parties, you got the radio to advertise all this, let's do it. And so we did 4 times in Kalajoki back in the day and made a whole bunch of coin. Actually, after traveling around Finland for a month, I had more money than I left from Helsinki.
Sä oot kyllä sellomiehen näköinen. Se soitat sitä.
Keep your eyes open. You punch in the hole. Different. One of the different kind of people that I pumped in a long time ago was Jone. Jone, crazy host, always with a smile in his face, doing the craziest of stuff, but always thinking positive. That's basically, he's the person I have to claim I'm taking a whole bunch of life joy from. He has the optimistic view. always.
No limits.
So I told him to tell something from the back of the days, and he brings up the time when we took 7 Tutti Frutti girls. It's originated from Italy as Colpo Grosso and was made in Germany as Tutti Frutti. And we traveled to Morocco to shoot a music video. And Jone was the host. And he recalled that, okay, we were there, Moroccan wealthy people that took us to their palace. We had a really fancy ride with Rolls Royces and some other nice vehicles and went to the palaces. But as it turns out, when we had the girls with us, nothing cost us nothing, and basically rest of the trip was just for free. So it was all good. Everybody enjoyed. Fun week in the dines.
Marokossa. Ja Suomessa oli paha lama. Toki yritin tarjota kavereille, mutta he olivat vieraanvaraisia ja sanoivat, että we pay. Minä sanoin vain siihen, että no, tämänkin.
Before leaving on a trip, I managed to get a co-pilot. Or actually, during the trip, if I now recall, never even touched the wheel. Anyway, so I picked him up and off we went. First day, we left from the prison hotel from Katajanokka, Helsinki, towards the pier where we actually drove the car into the ferry and took a short trip to Estonia. That was only 2 hours on a boat, on a ferry, that basically gave us something to make our plans for. We really did not have anything much. We had discussed that, okay, this is where we should go, this is how we should spend our time. I only had one wish, that I needed to see my friend in Modena, Marcus. Took the €1 car across. It was obvious we had to do something to make sure that it would make all the way to our designed destination, which at this stage was Barcelona.
Accidentally, when I was coming to the service, I just took a little long curve because, all the transmission fluid was not there anymore. That was part of the reason why coming here. And this is really, what happened. Dang. I hope they don't add that to the service bill. They likely do.
Repair shop, just to make sure that, car gets all the particular things fixed. Well, as I was throwing my best of Estonian Finnish action to the mechanic, he was telling that, okay, this car should really have this and this fixed, because otherwise, but this otherwise would have cost too much, way too much to invest on €1 car. Really, what's the point? Rather take a risk to, basically being towed up than investing at this stage a whole bunch of coin to a car that is going to be basically demolished. So, well, had to pay a little bit for the tent in a bend, but 120 euros, which is pretty much half of the price what we would have had to pay on the Finnish side. It was obvious that, okay, let's do it, let's move on, let's see what the next step will bring on. Estonia, by the way, Tallinn, which is the capital, is a very practical city nowadays. It's kind of like past from the blast, or blast from the past. And then again, it's got these intriguingly nice night views with the new kind of malls, the nightlife in the old city. They're all things that really make you think that, okay, this is not so far from Helsinki, which is always mentioned as the pretty place where people want to go. But then again, Estonia, capital Tallinn, is in many cases half the price. As we roam tonight, two single guys and one married with even kids, I started to think about friendship, how it changes during the years. You go to school, you go to sports, you go to work, you get to know these people, and then eventually always comes the moment where it's kind of, like the water divider. You just decide that, okay, I either go with the family or I go with the friends. So most of the times it's like there is no middle way. Okay, if you are another couple, married couple, then it's okay to hang around with you and your wife and your possible upcoming children or children. So those guys who hang around being single are kind of cast away from this equation. It's not just this equation, but it's almost like they are banned from either part of the partners to come into this equation. It's because it causes too much hassle, too much distraction, jealousy. All this, it's basically just mumbo jumbo nonsense. It's also maybe lack of time, lack of interest. But I mean, if you spend a time, 25 years, knowing some guys and then they finalize, they get their families. So that's pretty much when many people raise their hands and say, hey, that's it. We are not friends anymore, at least not active. During my years, I've noticed, because I've been around away for long periods of time, I've noticed that, true friends, they are there, even though you didn't send a postcard or email or didn't call. They're there once you just send a note that, hey, what's up? But then there are those who truly just wanna put a shell around them and their family and don't wanna get any kind of connection, particularly from this kind of castaway single guys. They are the worst. They just take our family apart and ruin everything. Yeah. And the church. Church is something that one would say is also one thing that ruins it for many people. People get hauled away by the religion and then they just can't anymore see certain people because their religion is against it. What really good comes out of religion? Basically, they get your coin. In Finland now, many people are really getting apart from church. They're bored paying 1% tax out of their salaries just that the church can have their party. So the government takes over and pays for it, but the separation rate is really hardcore. Why not? I mean, you look at globally, European white Catholic saints are doing pretty much paying the law bill settlements from the taxpayers' money that they are above the law. They should be in this Stasi building, tortured and their nails pulled out, not out there walking free and ripping off other people. I mean, churches are one of the biggest criminal institutions in the world. And yeah, also one of the biggest reasons why we have all these wars, because without all these religious differences, world would likely be a much more peaceful place. I myself personally, I really respect any person that I see or meet around the world. I don't have any advanced opinions on anybody, despite their color, gender, or anything else. These girls know it. They just gave me my new nickname. I pretty much had 71 before that, which tells that I've been involved in many occasions, many different kind of involvements. And once you are involving yourself in many different occasions, you always get different kind of nicknames. And usually I don't go out getting that drunk, but there is always a different day.
Area, yeah, we got
What is her name?
and we all laughing.
What is her name?
And we all laughing.
I don't know what happened last night, but I still got the camera. Also, she basically wasn't trying to, say that we have a pound on our head.
And we all laughing.
Get out of here in 30 minutes. And I still feel like I'm flipping drunk. I mean,
Laughing.
what happened last night stays in last night.
I need to start to drive the car.
Tired. Maybe it's the one that I'm tired,
which kind of makes me feel like drunk. Maybe I'm not drunk actually at all. Maybe I'm just tired. So, well, who knows? Who knows? There has to be a policeman to solve this problem. He needs to shove that pill into my mouth and show me that, hey, you actually are tired. Tired. Minute period or so, and really still wondering how much is the limit here? What is the actual limit in Latvia? I think it's bigger than in rest of the Europe or the world. So you could actually go with the flow. That's at least how I'm figuring this out. You always need to make your own little rules in order to survive the world. So I'm, kind of scheduling in my mind that it's got to be 1.5, here, because, people seem to be drunk here all the time. So yeah, this is an alcohol tester. I got to breathe 3 times through the tube in order to, come up with the result. One, 2, 3, and now then wait 2 minutes. Oh man, that already makes me dizzy, blowing apart. But okay, within 2 minutes there is a result. The color tells how much. So the results are in, and it says, well, the coloring pretty much don't come any worse. It says that it's above 0.8, which is the end of the scale. So fuck, I think this is illegal. Kids back at home, don't do this at, whenever you're traveling around Europe. And we're all laughing. Okay, fixing some breakfast in Riga. We went 17 kilometers outside where I saw counter sign, and now back here. Okay, it's not the best of a travel plans, but here we go. Leaving Riga, but not really leaving it, but coming back to it.
This was definitely not the best of the displays of myself, I'd say. But one winter I was sleeping in my car, engine running, and a cop came knocking in the window. And I rolled it down, and he said, "Hey, what are you doing?" "I'm sleeping in my car, I didn't want to drive drunk." "Yeah, it's all good, but please don't sleep on a horn."
Totally served us the best ever kebab. I don't know who's making this, but it mind-blowing stuff. Beats burgers 100-0. Anyway, yeah, we made it this far. 60 more kilometers to go to actual Lithuanian city called Kaunas. And yeah, the breathalyzer still shouts red road.
So the record I read from was actually 5.7. Truth to say is that just about anyone who likes to drink around drinks at least 2 bottles of vodka a week.
Well, made it all the way to Kaunas, Lithuania. Now it's just to find the right place where we are staying tonight. Take the wheel. Asking for the directions for the 3rd time. This is totally a city without no real functioning center or no signs, so definitely one of those fancy portable digital direction pointers could be useful here.
Yet again, it's the towns and cities and the people who really interest the traveler.
He totally looks like a flasher. He's just asking for directions, but he's about to. Hey, look what I got.
Again, parked in the middle of the park.
Talking about focused driving, it was totally focused because there was just no chance that our trip could end this early or some kind of hassle.
Hello. Hey, I just came to my room and I was wondering, where is the mini bar? Is there one? Ah, okay. So there's no. Alright. Is there a place where I can get some ice? Well, you could say that Lithuania has been an experience. Driving a lot, then getting into the hotel. It's been a pleasure being here.
Flipping out. This is the city of Lithuania, Kaunas. It's really, tomorrow is Poland is hardcore. Really hardcore. It's a bad road, that's what I hear. And all that, and Friday here, losing up some more. It's not gonna help the situation, but man's got to do what man's got to do.
We got really, Kaunas, really not much to remember. I mean, came in, hardly found the center. When we eventually found it, well, it's not too much to talk about, but yeah, I mean, it's alright. Passes as a what do you call it? What we have runs.
Well, when you do all the driving and worry about finding the place, sure, it does all kind of things to you.
Entered Poland and 40 liters only diesel from Tallinn, so that's pretty little. Almost had an accident, yeah, back there. That was close call. What else? Yeah, food was shitty, really crappy. With the card you can pay it seems like everywhere. So no need to change coin Although they are asking for slots here.
After the bad hair day, I noticed also that it was important to tell that, hey, bring a bush with you when you go out there in the nature. Anyway, we got a nice sunset and Polish roads were surprisingly good. There was really not much to whine about them. They're actually rebuilt as we speak, making them wider and safer and faster. Within no time we were in Warsaw, of course, with the same problem as just about any time we entered any place. Where are we? Where to go? But we found a nice place. I was intrigued by the idea that, okay, you can pretty much get a really nice 5-star hotel room with the price host hotel, 5-star hotel for about the same price as a hostel because we booked it up less than 8 hours before coming in, and it's like 70 euros including the breakfast. How wrong can you go there? You can't go wrong. They're looking at us like we are just some kind of gypsies. Which is not you can reach out every season of the year, but definitely if you practical traveler and you want to save some serious coin, rather do your things outside the seasons and save the money for longer trips.
Poland, Warsaw, clock 1:30 in the morning, and you go to the train station underpassage and you find a Cuban cigar this length costing 1.75 euros, and it blows your mind away. Freaking A, where else in the world pretty much you can do that?
As there is so much to see, and okay, though it's getting colder and colder, and as I hate the cold weather beyond anything else, that's why I just can't take the Finnish winter anymore.
Not bad.
I'd rather just sacrifice some parts of my soul and body in order to get out before the actual winter starts.
You can make 70 here in the city center. I mean, ridiculous.
Gets so freezing cold. Even here in Krakow, it was already getting cold. The cold front was basically following us all the way from Finland to Estonia to Poland, and it was right on our tail until we found the vodka. Place of pleasure where you could just light up a cigar and enjoy the view of the little things and the superb service.
We found a nice spot in Krakow where you can actually smoke cigars in a log house. And
different types of beers. You have lager, you have a porter, and etc. etc. This one is like a proper lager, but when you're doing a beer, you have to boil it. Most of them are boiled, and that's why they're like a pure like yellow color, and this one is unboiled, so with all of the bacteria inside actually. And so it's unfiltered, unboiled, and that's why it have like a bigger taste. You can really feel the differences between like this beer or like a Okocim, the next beer really old.
100 years old beer, Castellan.
You have a snoring partner or something else, then that always doubles your budget, you know, because you got to get the separate rooms. But then again, if you just want to work out things, you get the earplugs and get a little bit drunk and you'll be off, you know. You just don't hear the snoring. And also this is good because you just don't see the light whenever.
This is what you do every morning when you travel retro style. Refill your batteries. That's the music we got. And the cassettes.
As we are humans, this is probably the best advice I can give to anyone. To practice some mind control. I got my own basic practical results that I've done during the years. I gained, for this program, I gained 10 kilos and I lost 15. I stopped smoking at one stage on a day that I decided I wanted to quit smoking, and I did that without any additional help. I was living for 6 months with 2.5 euros a day. I once decided I'm gonna be without sex for a year. Also, one time I decided I'm gonna be playing games until I'm addicted to the games, and then chose to quit doing it altogether. Then again, one more bigger step. I chose to go drinking alcohol for the longest time of my life. 37 days out of 40. And then just not drinking at all. Just to, you know, prove a point to myself, prove a point to people as well. You can do it if you choose to do so. It's all in your mind. As you grow older, you develop some part of the brain that you never knew that were there. If I compare mine to the times when I was running those airbeds, if I was doing the same business today, starting tomorrow, I would do it so differently than back in the day. Of course, that's only, you know, history in the making. But as we are the older guys, the younger guys never know until they go through the process and see how it's done. So therefore, it is more important to give them the advice in a ways that they don't ignore the adult advice. Just saying that, hey, we are older, we know more, we know better. It's not the case. You've got to have more to give. This place, actually, the Bratislava, was the first and only place where we had some hassle. We were not a big filming crew, and so therefore we were there just two guys walking around the
View from
fairly empty streets. And sooner than later we got some people that really we didn't want to meet. Yeah, this kind of stuff happens always somewhere, and it could have happened in other place if time was wrong. So it's not ever that you are safe in one place. You got to have your reasons. You have to have your reasonable hat in your head in order to go around the world, visit different places and never actually be robbed or stolen any stuff. You just have to have the sense of security. Despite Bratislava was a little bit hectic for us, there was a new challenge, and it was the kind of that we would have not expected. But suddenly we were on a hard shoulder of the highway.
Forgot to put water going to the end. Now we are on a hard shoulder. These guys passing us 130 kilometers an hour. Not the nicest of the feelings. Gasoline station, hopefully we can make a proper adjustment.
It was amazing how Vienna said hi to us. We were smoking all the way inside a bar, from which two polite amigos emerged and started to fix our car. It was amazing. I mean, these guys just basically went hands down on the situation with a little explanation, as we really didn't know what's going on. So they got us so much prepared that we could take a tour around Vienna and actually shoot it. That was very polite from these two guys that were foreigners also in Vienna as we were. So we shot the shit out of Vienna. It's a beautiful city, but kind of boring. I mean, you really do need to have certain extent of admiration of opera and all kind of other kind of art forms that get you going. A lot of the hassle had started because it was the off season, and of course that's when you do all the reparations for the next high season. We were admiring all this, and the car was still not really acting fully on our side. It was giving us measures that, okay, it might last another hour or two, take a little tour around. But the feeling was that, okay, soon enough something's gonna break up, and then we're gonna be in the middle of this one of the most expensive cities in the Europe and paying our asses off for the expenses. While getting all this footage, there was also in the back head the thinking that okay, it might be a good time to go and find these dos amigos again, because we don't know where we will end up. They took us through a vulva shop where we got some additional help, and they were kind enough to give it for free. And that's when we took a lovely departure with the dos amigos. They really had extended lunch hour.
Amazing Austria. These guys saved our
Cheap gasoline, hopefully. That's pretty bumpy.
So basically, yeah, there's some bullshit going on the back, but fucking A, I'm trying to make my trip, and then there's somebody moaning and whining about, yeah, I'm not happy about when it's all people that moan about life. Isn't that the moaning just makes you moan about everything? Yeah, I like not to moan, just to go with the flow and live the life and try to enjoy whatever you got. Just take that and enjoy it, not to whine about it all the time, because that makes your life more miserable.
Auf der Bank der Hauptstadt recht heiß und wir fahren jetzt hinüber zu anderen Zügen, die zweite Liga heißt. Siamo a Kossila.
Yeah, sure. In Hungary, life took its own turns. Basically, staying in one place for 4 days was pretty much going to mess the whole thing up. But anyway, it was the kind of, as for us Finns, it is our cousin country. That's what they say, at least. Our country came from through Hungary and then through Estonia. Somebody said that we skip Poland or some other countries, but anyway, jumped eventually to Finland. So these guys, being my cousins, it was nice to see finally what it's all about. They truly do have a sweet city. So I had to go and take a tour, like a tourist. Not the best of my days, but one must do what one must do.
Titanic went down.
While I was not in charge of driving this time, it was kind of nice little takeoff. All the rest of the gang was naturally the obvious kind of tourists, but I decided that let's go for the big one and let's drink beer all the way and take some shots. And well, while the guide was speaking in 4 different languages and I was understanding them all. I got to say, this place truly, really is something I would like to go back to. It has some kind of sense of that Kashanshe. I truly felt almost like puzzled. Is this truly where my ancestors came through? These guys, most likely they did come through here and they did the mess with the wars and protecting the rest of the Europe and badly. It's truly amazing how this city could captivate so many movie makers, so many artists, so many talented people throughout the decades, throughout the centuries. And once you're there yourself, you truly feel that, hey, this city has balls. It's got balls the size of, well, the balls.
This big white bridge, called Bridge Elizabeth, reconstructed in the late.
So as I was buzzing while all the rest of the gang was naturally taking photos and I was also starting to think again, what truly makes people, drunks, Lindsay Lohan kind of type, those people. Well, basically, Lindsay Lohan, welcome to Europe. Nobody will show you the door to the rehab. It's definitely on here. In Finland, people, when we were kids, we started when we were 14, 15 years old. Nowadays, it's more like 13 or even younger.
So, Budapest, 4 days altogether, and really this was the kind of halfway stop. We never thought it would last this long. Anyway, Ljubljana, Slovenia next, then Venice, Modena, Monaco, so forth.
There went Hungary and then there was a new country.
Yeah, so now we are filling every 20 kilometers or so. Water is not staying in, and also aircon is gone. Windows open, if they open, and this water filling is about 3 to 7 liters depending on the consumption.
From the pipes basically was confirmed today. There was actually 3 holes in 3 separate chunks, and this guy, this logo mechanic village people guy person comes and talks to us in a bar, and then I book him to do the job, and today he appeared after the church. Sunday, he just came and went hands down all the way, took him about an hour, and now he said that okay, you should be able to do the job, do the trip all the way to Barcelona, but be aware, look at the meters, okay, of which only 2 functions the speedometer and then other one is the rep meter, so we can see the RPs, but all the other meters are down. And yeah, electricity still goes back and forth, but I mean the water thing, every 20 kilometers to pour some 5 to 7 liters into the system. That was the worst of driving ever.
You can see the parts that the mechanic came to replace on a Sunday afternoon after the church. This place is truly something amazing. Pensione, where we've been staying, has one of the nicest staff I've ever bumped into.
The church, another city, but really a special one. This one really, actually, okay, it had the connection between the guy who helped us and that he was a church-going guy. But anyway, he did charge us a fair price. Sunday price, I assume locally, but okay, still it was more than fair to our budget. And so once we heard it, we were off happy, smiling. I almost laughed. Loss was done and it was finally ruled out. I mean, okay, 2 days there in a small village was kind of not what we expected.
First blue sky in a long time, and this is when we are closing in on Italy side. So sun is smiling on us.
So last stop in Slovenia, got our smokes, cigars and other stuff. Car has been great, the water leak is there no more. Plus aircon came back on, which is
The Slovenian border town called Koper. Koper means shop. Actually, this town is one big shop. You just find these huge supermarkets. So Italians come here to do their shopping. Then sailing options into the cruise line.
This story actually started when I was in Taiwan teaching English. I got this idea for the next generation interactive TV console. Well, it meant that okay, I have to actually go to the source. To go to LA, I had to teach some more. I finished my screenplay, I just took my stuff and went up north, got some coin, took a flight to LA, and I lived there for about 2.5 months. Called a guy in Warner Brothers, and we were having this discussion that okay, you give us this, we give you this, blah blah blah, and eventually it ended up so that I was just devastated how much information they wanted from me before me walking in. So basically I decided I'm not gonna give them all this information, I'm gonna form my own company. Basically I thought of making a patent at that moment. Well, soon my time ran off and I basically was between the rock and the hard place. Luckily I had a distant cousin who was able to help me so that I was able to take a train to escape the cold LA weather and go to Tijuana. With the $300 in my pocket, I went to Tijuana, booked into one of the closest hotels, whatever you call them, and paid for 10 days. But I was thinking that after that, the ITIN number would surely come through, and I would be able to go to the Bank of America and get the loan that I expected. Anyway, things got pretty strange after that. There was another knock, and I was kind of semi-reluctant. I only had $100 in my pocket. I went to open the door. So there is this guy again, and this time he's with 2 cops. And okay, this other cop pushes this guy into my room, and the other cop comes in and says, what are you smoking here? Marlboro. I had a carton on my bed, and he could clearly see it, and he would say, hash, and trying to make some kind of whiny sounds, and well, basically this was enough. I noticed this guy who was basically the local snitch, I assume, because he was trying to put something into my drawer. I just saw that he had a package in his hand, but the other cop was already pushing him out as he was taking me out as well, without my shoes, without my shirt, just wearing my jeans, taking me downstairs. And well, basically at this moment I was starting to laugh. This is so unreal. It can't get any worse. From this moment on, I was just I was in a euphoria in a bad way, but kind of in a funny way. I was laughing inside when I sat on top of the somebody in the wagon already. There was probably 14 other guys there, and there was just no room for anybody to sit next to anybody else, so I sat on somebody else, and I was pushed one step forward when the snitch was pushed next to me, and he was whining something. Anyway, there was some dark driving around in Tijuana, and we ended up after maybe 10 minutes of driving in the middle of somewhere with no lights, with another cop car, and there was a woman who spoke English. They took me out, nobody else, just me, and this lady started to talk. So you have this situation, it's a weekend, you've been smoking marijuana and blah blah blah, all kind of charges. And I said, no, I haven't. My lawyer. Yeah, right. So I was there in a shitty situation, but I was just inside. I was laughing. I said, hey, in my pocket I have $100, and I had them in small bills, and I placed them on the back trunk of the cop car, and she said that, okay, is this all you can do? Yeah. And basically she said, alright, I'll let you go this time, because I also said that I'm expecting some coin to my account in 2 days. And at that time I felt a cop touching my back pocket, like he was checking me out again, And okay, this time the lady said, okay, go back to your home, we are done here. They left me there in the middle of darkness, without my shoes, without my shirt. I just started jogging back to what I expected that could be, the right direction. And I touched my back pocket, and there was my Visa Electron card, which the cop actually had taken from my room and put back to my pocket. I expected already at that moment that there's gonna be a sequel to this kind of rip-off situation. Eventually, after an hour and a half in Tijuana, marathon without the shirt and all kind of shit, I eventually found back to the place where I left from, and there I decided that okay, fuck, nobody comes through this door anymore. So I managed to jam a table between the door and a wall. It was a perfect match. You would have had to come with a hammer through there. During the next few nights I heard screams and shouts, and I just looked through the windows. There was a promenade. I saw the cops going into some other hotel rooms and taking some guests, which were screaming and kicking and just basically, I guess, in the same situation as I was. 2 nights later, as to be expected, there was a knock on my door, and I was just silent. There was another knock. There was more knocks. There was no shouting or anything, no words. And I could hear the key go into my key lock. At that stage, I was kind of like, okay, so the hotel is in these two. So there was a lot of trying to open the door. You could see the door opening just a tiny bit. There was no coming in, unless you had an axe. As time went by, 10 days was off, and it was my time to go off. I had barely money to buy a box of cookies. I was rollerblading through the San Diego and trying to get a job, any job, whatever job. Pretty much asked over a dozen jobs while I was roller skating there. I hit this one really long downhill, and my energy was down. I had the cookies, yeah, but still I was down, and the road ended in a gravel. At the same time it started to rain. That was my lowest point in my life. I was just so flipping down, I could say, after all these experiences. And then, I just put my thumb up, and the first guy pulled over. He turned out to be some kind of medical person, and he dropped me at the train station where I could get a train to LA. He even gave me the 2 missing bucks, and I had to show my ticket, waiting for a pickup. So I was good, but anybody else was thrown out into the cold LA weather in early December. So that was hardcore, but okay, it was not end yet. I was really broken. I finally got some coin and started to roller skate around LA to find a nice location to stay. That didn't happen because I eventually fell with my rollerblades in the darkness and broke my kneecap. Then it was down to the hospital. From hospital they asked me, okay, you got some money? I said, no. So Skid Row, here I come. Skid Row was my place after that. It took me an hour and a half to go about 500 meters to get to at Skid Row. there at Skid Row, I spent pretty much, I got the additional month to stay in States because I was in such a condition I couldn't really move forward. My knee was pretty fucked up. I got my extension of that. During this month I went to see Bank American lady who promised me the loan, and she said, "Who are you?"
Waiting for.
It's been a fucking couple of years. Good to see you again. Looking good. Man, that's amazing. Look at this. I can grab myself. That's fucking great, man.
Like there's all kind of gangs always. This is my gang from the Samui. Even Docu was in Samui.
Guys, how are you? Woohoo! How are you guys? That's nasty, isn't it? Ciao, ciao, peccatore, ciao, ciao, ciao.
Marcus was so much in love with Docu that he had to take him
Monsieur Marcos.
to Italy.
Clapping the girl in. Today we were driving back from a visa run from, I'm not sure, I believe it was freaking Burma. And it happened to be that we left Samui where the weather was beautiful, and we came back to Samui where it was totally flooded. So we were on the mainland, and Pek was driving. We were having this super fancy automatic Toyota or what the fuck it is. And Pek was driving. Ross was sitting next to him doing all the you gotta go this, you gotta go this. And we were driving through dry, in a way dry country, and it was filled up with water, and we were getting along there with like 100, 120. And everybody was just like, Pek, stop the freaking car, stop the freaking car. It was scary, we made it in the end. But yeah, well, that's my 2 cents.
Like the
Amazing
best
to see
behaving baby
because
I've ever seen.
Marcus, he was a single one.
High five?
He was like the Tarzan of Samui. He was never ever going to get into this life.
Fingers come up.
But
She needs something.
as so happens, behind the bar, he is
Sag servus, Onkel Beck.
in Italy.
Servus, Onkel Beck.
Beck
Sag
is
servus,
number
Onkel
one. Thanks a lot.
That's how life goes. Nobody can predict what happens when you fall in love. You forget all the bad shit and you only got the good shit. You party on. There's a. For the first time ever, she said Papa. Why is it that I'm here? For the first time.
Anyway, Marcus is now in modern Italy. Has been chilling time. I've had my spare break, and it's been really, cozy. It's like Italy's time. I gained 5 kilos in 4 days. Floated. It's been all good. It's like back to the family.
Shut up.
Is that the best you can do?
That's the best I can do at the moment. All right, man. So it's been a while. We hooked up in Koh Samui in I think like 2003, 2004. Beck was coming out from I don't know where with a broken leg and trying to recover. What I'm not sure if it really happened because it was a really hard losing time at this time. So yeah, after this time in Samui, we didn't see each other for a lot of time or for a long time. But as he's a crazy movie maker, he made it somehow from Finland to here, and we had a great time. So I'm really thankful.
Ending of our trip together with Marcus. This city, Genoa, is really one of those cities that I'd rather not even talk about because it's kind of so boring. If you've been in Italy and you've seen the cities, you know how many nice cities there are, but this one has just no character whatsoever. Also, I don't know if there was ever a hangover that I had.
I'm feeling a little shaky today.
Surely there was a hangover in Genoa, despite the accident or whatever. Camera was just not wanting to stay in the hand. Okay, that was not the only thing. I still had to try because my co-pilot was my cold drinker. And of course we got lost and we got into the night when we didn't want to get into the night. We just couldn't find a place that we were aiming. But then again, because we didn't have any exact plan, it didn't really matter that much. The views were just amazing. This route is one of the most picturesque roads in Europe. I'd say it's the one. Most picturesque that I've driven. Surely you'll find something more like that during winter time in Switzerland or somewhere. But yeah, it is awesome. Anyone planning to make a trip, that is the route to take. Just make sure you have time, because during the seasons you'll have to line up. Funny thing around here was that everything, just about everything, was closed. You could find only few hotels open, few bars open, few tapacayos open. Everything was just flipping closed, although it was still nice, kind of August kind of weather. But anyway, for me, just wanted to get my sandals on. That was the first step towards the warm weather.
Yeah, one for the road. Diesel ended, so I had to stop and do the refilling. But it's only part of the game.
Well, I ran out of diesel already in Finland, so I had experience prior how to deal with the whole smell. You know, you just empty the air from the diesel engine, and eventually whatever kind of car will start as it did. And we traveled on, and it was still the most finest small towns, cities that we passed. San Remo, one of them. And of course, naturally, once you look at the shoreline, you see yourself that there's nothing that really truly can beat that as a view-wise. You go there during the summer months, and then you will have lines from one end to another, and you'll just bite your fingernail. What's the point in that? Of course, you get easier a hotel room because they are open. Sure. But then again, our hotel room was half the price. When we were closing in on Monaco, Monte Carlo, it was clear that me and my co-pilot, we were going to split our ways. He had stepped on something in Maranello and basically twisted his ankle. So he wanted to take a flight back from Nice. So this was our last swing together.
Well, this guy was obviously thinking I would crash my Volvo.
We planned to make best out of it. This was the Monaco. It was funny how everyone was really taking a long look at our shitty car, and you know, anytime we came into a circle, despite we being wrong, they would just step out and kill us through. It's just like that, because if you have a 500,000 euro car and you come up with 1 euro car, really, what's your hurry? Can you just take a leave of absence for 10 minutes or 30 seconds to let that one guy go? So that's pretty much what they thought and let us go all the time. So we were basically ruling Monaco. Sure, I've been there earlier, been in, some of the yachts and parties, the time, blah. I mean, who counts? Who cares? It's something, that you recall happened, it was fun, but it's not really something that, okay, I need it on a daily basis. It's more like you get used to something and then you go with that. And it changes you, it changes your mind, it changes your lifestyle, it changes pretty much, who you really are. Yeah, sure, some guys, they are millionaires, they live the lifestyle like these guys and they never change, but truly the guys who've seen them earlier on know better. It just tends to do so. Anyway, it was time to fill up, say goodbye to Monaco. Actually, it was also time to say goodbye to my co-pilot. Pretty much, I had even planned that I would do this alone, Flip, I need anyone. But anyway, so there went my co-pilot and I was all feeling good. No more taking anybody for peace.
As always,
X
marks the spot.
Whatever the wish was. It was all me. 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 Yeah, first Sea View Hotel and
I hate nothing more than waking up at a certain time. There are chance that you can just wake up when you're not tired anymore. That's the way to go.
Morning vulva.
just 2 stars on the road. Okay, maybe it's because it's hot. Anyway, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the unsnoring night. And the next day, when I got my shorts on.
Wow, the moment I've been waiting for.
Well, it's all me. Find the map, find the road, find everything. How hard can it be?
Truly makes all the difference if you are traveling solo. No more whining partner, you know. And I've been doing mapping all by myself. I just got this little note. I wrote down the cities. I haven't missed a place. Been doing averaging 130. And probably I'll hit directly to Barcelona tonight already, unless I see something fun. But yeah, traveling alone really makes sense. You know, it's the most unwinding feeling now that I've got here in France's autostradas. And really all the stress has gone. There was always that pamper me, take me there. I want some more beer, I want some more booze, I want the pee, I want the... And then can't even take us to the right place, you know, like stuff like that. Anyway, I got my music player here in the back, so it's time to return to the program. And there is last night's photo lineup. Damage was done in Finalize, both already in Italy. It was the part in and of course there's always the sign, evil sign. Travel companion has stepped out and it's not opening any other doors anymore. The central locking is gone as well. But I've been tailing this one Porsche and she's been doing fine. I can't get out of the system unless I either sell it or demolish it, and nobody's gonna be wanting to buy this.
De matricular pone HDB 969. HDB.
From Barcelona? No, I came from Finland
Yes.
to Barcelona
Yes.
driving, and now I want to get rid of the car. Well, this is the place. They actually accepted. Like the other places, they didn't want to be shot. They didn't want to have anything to do with the car. This one actually gives me 100 euros. I'm making 99 profit. Found the papers of the car.
Tiene el teléfono el Jauma.
One last glance. There's the stereo, there's the garbage cellar. But this is actually a documentation. Maybe I sent them a video. one last. What was her name?
Ines.
Ines.
Yes.
Ines,
Okay.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye bye. When you're playing it by the ear like I'm doing now, you know, you just don't know what the next move is. I got this heavy package, mystery package for Massimo, who lives in Ibiza, and yesterday he told me that, okay, you can just make your way here somehow. So I got to get this maybe 50 kilo package, and it just says that the plane is not an option, so I'm heading towards closer to the port of Barcelona, and then maybe taking tomorrow or day after tomorrow the ferry. What was in the box? Photo albums. Well, this is what it feels like. 14 days without hot shower. Soon the guy will replace a boiler. I don't have to wear Justin Bieber.
Massimo had offered me a place to stay, which was a boat. And for the first 10 days I stayed there. There was no electricity or water. And as I was traveling with his son Joe around Ibiza, I found out that, hey, it's kind of fun way to travel. You don't actually need to try. You can just enjoy. And this was pretty much what I had been doing, you know, if I had actually a person that could have taken the wheel once in a while, maybe something behind there would have not happened. I love total silence, the views, it totally brought back somewhere into my mind, somewhere where I spent 10 years of my life about starting this millennium. Really the kind of weather where body suits and finds the way to survive. When you have a soothing weather, nice, moist weather, your body lives much better life. You lose many sicknesses too. I mean, psoriasis for one. Once you live in warm weather, that is never the case. Also, basically, it's a mental healing purpose. Once you are living in warmer weather, it all boils down to much better life. Of course, you don't want to live in trees. That's not what I meant. You can have the warm weather, but then again, life can be miserable. Sorry. Yeah. But when it really boils down to things that you wanna do, you think you deserve, you want more than anything else, why don't you give it a go? I mean, of course, if you are married with children, then your life is past. But when you're single, you have all the options. Massimo! That is the guy I back in the day made a project for him, and we've been friends ever since. Once you don't let your friends down, just are who you are. You don't scam anybody. You will have friends all over the world. They will remember you. They will come back to you. They will totally assist you in the worst of your days, which I've had many. As I've been a traveler, I can say. So be true to yourself. Don't be fooled to anybody. That's how you manage your life. That's how you make friends. That's how life can be different. Everything will be more liberated. Everything will be more fun. Everything be more real. Well, what comes to my drinking, okay, 37 days out of 40. How bad is that? I mean, you can always drink something. What is really called drinking? Is it when you drink 1 beer, 2 or 7? So make your own lines. Don't make lines like Joe did here. It was really hard to watch. So once you made your plan how you wanna live it, then things will take their own place.
Over there.
This is the cost of the movie.
Blame
One car.
Blame it on the poor movie maker.
Poor driver.
Massimo, you can fix it. You can do it.
I can do it.
Do it.
put some spit on it and rub it in.
No niin, siinä.
Siinä se
Okay,
oli siinä.
that's the spirit.
No niin.
Yeah, it's like there.
Humor. That is one. Positive thinking of life. Really positive thinking of humanity. Humanity, as other people say. And basically thinking positively day by day. Hey, is it positive thinking if I say this could be my last day on earth? Well,
I'm gonna meet my maker.
it's one way to say it. But I'd say go for the big one. Always make the next day a better day than you had yesterday. Not that I always do it myself. It's not like I have an engine blah to do it. I just wanna enjoy life. Find new things. Find out new things about life. Meet new friends. See new countries. See new cities. Make some things that I didn't do. Or I haven't done yet. Eventually it will be over for all of us. There's only so many days that we got. This was just an incident that happened when we were driving around. Weather got cold, so to speak.
I don't know what happened, but we had our yacht, which was like leaving at a certain time, and Mr. Kossila apparently had too many cough beers that night or the night before, so he missed the yacht. So what happened really is that we took the yacht and we left, and I was just wondering what we're gonna do now. And then suddenly he showed up with a dinghy out of the blue, and he came with this incredibly stormy weather with the dinghy, you know, up and down and up and down. I don't know how in the hell he made it, but he managed to enter, to come up on the yacht, and well, that's it. And then we got the video of the game. And yeah, with Kossila I can guarantee that parties are good.
It's time to leave.
It was time to move on. Samui from the air, as I have always gone there by boat. It was pretty nice to see. I had made my plan. Again, I was close to 100 kilos before I went. And this is thingy.
Yeah, so finally I managed to escape cold. I say it's a good plan.
I can say it's all in the mind. Anyone who decides so.